The most profound statement you can make is silence. Let that resonate deeply. You've been conditioned to believe that words hold power, that if you just express yourself, if you lay bare your pain, they'll finally understand. They'll change. They'll recognize your worth. But that's a lie. Words rarely move people, absence does. Pleading, explaining, crying, none of it works. But when you step away, when they're left with the silence you've created, that's when the shift happens. That's when they feel the void, the space they assumed you'd always occupy. Today, you stop wasting energy trying to prove your value. No more lengthy messages begging for connection. No more waiting for them to wake up. You'll disappear, completely, irrevocably. And when it dawns on them what they've lost, it'll be too late. Before we go further, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with me because what's coming will transform how you handle relationships. Imagine walking into a store where everything is free. At first, it's exhilarating. You take whatever you want without a second thought. But over time, you stop valuing it. What's easily obtained becomes meaningless. Then one day, the store closes without warning. Suddenly, you're desperate. You realize the worth of what you had, but it's gone. That's what happens when you remove yourself from someone's life. When you're always available, always giving, they take you for granted. But when you're gone, when they can't reach you, that's when they panic. That's when they understand your true value. Here's the truth. People don't regret losing you when you're hurt. They regret it when they see you thriving without them, when they realize you're no longer within their grasp. But too many of you make it easy. You keep responding, showing them you're still an option. You fall for the same weak attempts, the half-hearted messages, the empty, "I miss you" texts. That's why they don't respect you. Have you noticed how people only care when you stop? How they reach out only when you pull away? That's not love, it's ego. They don't want you back. They want no, they still have control. But not anymore. Today, you reclaim your power. From now on, you don't explain, justify, or give closure. You let your absence speak. The hardest lesson they'll learn is this. They played with you, thinking you'd always be there, but now they're paying the price. Say it with me, my silence is my power. Before we dive deeper, make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a message like this. Let's flood the comments with energy. Type, "I am worthy" below. Claim it. Own it. Let the world know you're done chasing, explaining, and waiting. Stay with me because in a few minutes, I'll reveal the one move that will make them feel your absence forever. Ready? Let's go. 1. The ultimate power move. Disappear without a word. The most terrifying thing you can do to someone who took you for granted is vanish. No warnings, no explanations, just silence. People expect noise, drama, please open doors. But when you give them nothing, that's when it hits them. Imagine a movie where the main character leaves without a dramatic speech, just a blank screen. You're left unsettled, craving closure. That's what happens when you disappear without a word. People don't fear losing you, they fear losing control. They fear not knowing where they stand. But here's the trap. You might think, if I don't explain, they'll move on without regret. But explanations don't create regret, absence does. Long messages only comfort them, reassuring them they still have access. Silence is uncomfortable. It forces them to sit with their emotions, to wonder, to feel the weight of their choices. Every time you break that silence, you hand them relief. So stay silent. Let the unanswered questions haunt them. Let them feel your absence instead of hearing your words. By the time they realize what they've lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. The real power isn't in making them miss you. It's in realizing you don't miss them. 2. Cut off their access. Make them feel the loss. They don't miss you. They miss the control they had over you. Every time you respond, check their profile, or react to their breadcrumbs, you prove they still own a piece of you. That's why they don't regret losing you, because as long as you're watching, they don't feel your absence. Imagine a house with open windows. Even if someone leaves, they can still peek inside. But when the windows shut, everything changes. That's when panic sets in. Right now, you're leaving the windows open. You're still checking their social media, responding to weak attempts, letting them see you're watching. And then you wonder why they don't respect you. People only feel your loss when they lose access to you, not when you cry or post sad quotes. They feel it when they reach for you and realize you're gone. But you're afraid to disappear. You're scared they'll forget you. But if they can forget you just because you stopped chasing, they were never yours to begin with. It's time to shut the door. No more checking their social media, answering lazy texts, or watching their life from the sidelines. Let them sit in uncertainty. Let them wonder. Let them deal with the fact that they might have actually lost you. 3. Let your success speak. Watch them regret. They expected you to fall apart. Instead, you leveled up. Someone out there thinks you're still stuck, waiting for them. But this is where you shock them. You don't beg, explain, or prove anything. You build. You rise. You level up so silently that by the time they realize what's happening, it's too late. People don't regret losing you right away. At first, they enjoy their freedom. But nothing makes regret hit harder than watching the person they underestimated become someone they can no longer reach. Real success doesn't announce itself. It doesn't post, "I'm better without you" quotes. It moves in silence. When you're truly leveling up, you don't have time to think about them. You're too busy becoming the person you were meant to be. This won't be easy. Leveling up requires discipline. At first, it'll feel lonely. You'll want to check on them, post things for their attention. But don't. The moment they see you still care, they relax. They tell themselves they still have power over you. No checking their page. No responding. No hints. Just disappear and build. Build your body, mindset, bank account, and peace. Then let time do its work. One day, they'll come looking. They'll type your name into that search bar. And that's when it hits them, they don't know you anymore. They don't have access. And that's when the regret truly starts. So, are you ready to stop watching them and start focusing on you? Are you ready to become the version of yourself that no one can ever take for granted? Stay with me. This is just the beginning.